Hey everybody, my name is Ross, that is Lauren, and we are going to do one of our favorite things, which is our Thursday discussion video about all things music and different topics that come to our mind. And today is one that is a topic that came to a viewer's mind, which makes us happy. We always say in our videos, like at some point, we're usually like, hey, if you have anything you want us to talk about, let us know. And we are excited because a viewer of the channel said, hey, you should do a video about 5 family bands who are not actually family. And what's fun is, this is one of those things I think when like anybody thinks about it, they come up with like something instantly that I think most people think of their example as being the common one. And everyone else thinks of different examples than everyone else.
Yeah.
Like the first ones that came to my mind when we got the suggestion, you did not pick any of them.
Oh, that's wild.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think you picked, I think the suggestions that we got, you didn't have on your list either.
Okay.
No, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, so, I'll probably say this near the end again too, but Lauren's going to have 5 that we're going to talk through. And then the whole point is I always think sometimes it's not subscribers usually, but we'll get, comments that'll be like, you totally left this person. And it's like, no, we're not saying this. These are all of them ever.
This
like
is not exhaustive.
The format is on purpose.
Yep.
Like, it's like, these are just 5. We know there's a ton more. We would like for people to tell us more so we can all discuss them. So here are 5. We know there's more. Tell us some more in the comments.
There you go. I'm going to kick things off with the one that immediately came to my mind, which is the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah. Which is funny. Again, I know this, but it wouldn't have been on my list.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's really no explanation
There's
here.
a strong family resemblance between all of them, though.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, for sure. They all look very much alike. So, you know, I mean, I don't really have to explain it, right? The Doobie Brothers, they were joking about the Doobies, and they said, hey, that's what we should call ourselves. And that stuck. Nobody's actually related. The band lineups has changed, and guess what? They're all still Doobie Brothers.
Yeah. Which is, you know, and it's so funny because, like, when I was a kid, and when I say I was a kid, I'm talking about like old enough to know about like the drugs. I don't mean like 4 or 5. Like, I mean like probably early teens.
What's
like,
a doobie?
like I like I already heard a good amount of Cheech and Chong. Let me put it that way. Like I knew what drugs were. Because of my limited exposure to the Doobie Brothers, and I mean like the later stuff, like the very popular Michael McDonald era.
Sure.
I thought of them like doo-wop. Like I thought it was like a reference to like happy-go-lucky, like doobie.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, and I knew what drugs were. It never crossed my mind that they were like, I thought when I was like 12, 13, 14, I thought of drug music as like Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. Like when I think of Doobie Brothers, instantly What a Fool Believes is what I hear in my head.
Sure.
And I don't equate that with drug music. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you're doing it wrong. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I know. I get what you're saying.
But so I thought that was like the type of music they made was like the Doobies, you know?
Yeah.
And in Detroit, I don't know, I think other people do that, but it was on the, like, for example, in the radio station in Detroit, famously had this like series of stickers that they always had, and it always had the band's nicknames. And instead of saying Doobie Brothers, it just said Doobies. Right. And I thought that was their type of music. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's cute.
Hand to God, like when I was a kid, I didn't know it was like that. It was that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Then the next one is So Many Lies.
I know there are so many lies in this one.
And again, family resemblance and everything.
Uncanny. The next one up is the Thompson twins.
So there's so many lies.
There are no Thompsons. There are no twins. The name itself was taken from the Thompson and Thompson characters who are twin-like detectives in the adventures of Tintin. Yeah, nobody's related. Nobody's twins. This is all lies.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is that like this is one that like when I was a kid, I don't know why, but it just never crossed my mind. Like I think I'm pretty sure all of my exposure to Thompson twins came from, of course, you know, everyone remembers American Top 40, but and I don't even know if you know this. On Saturday morning, there used to be a half-hour show that was American Top 10 that was on TV. That was, as you might imagine, it was Casey on TV doing the countdown of the top 10. But it was, you know, it was a 23-minute show, so it wasn't him playing all 10 videos. It was him standing in the studio. They had the TV there, and he would do himself the radio thing. And then they would show like 30 seconds of the
Okay.
video,
Sure.
and then they go on to the next one or whatever else. So you'd see like 30 seconds of Hold Me Now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at no point was I like, why is one of them black? Like, or why are there three of them? You know what I mean? Like, it just didn't, you know what I mean? Like, I just was like, that's the Thompson twins.
the
Like,
Thompson
you know, I
twins.
just didn't like, I don't know. It's just like simpler time type stuff. You know,
Sure.
like at no point was I just like, wait a minute, you know?
That's not right.
Yeah. And I think it was like in the mid 90s or something. I was reading like Rolling Stone or something and read Tom Bailey was like doing something solo or whatever. And I read into that and I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's where they got, like, I didn't even,
Yeah.
you know, it just didn't even cross my mind that they weren't, that the two of them at least weren't related or
Right.
whatever, you know? Yeah, this is another one. The next one coming up that I didn't, when they first launched, I didn't know they weren't family.
Yeah, Mumford and Sons. Marcus Mumford is, first of all, not old enough to be any of their father. And yeah, so like nobody in this band is related. I guess the whole idea of it is that the kind of music that they're doing kind of lends itself to having a name with an old timey feel, like so and so and son.
Yeah.
You know?
I would definitely the early stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they put out stuff lately. I know they're touring again. I don't even know if they put out stuff, but I like all their stuff, and I'm such a huge fan of their later material. Like I think their third and definitely their fourth album, and like no one else is a fan. So I'm assuming if they're going to put out stuff, they're going to like go back to the well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally get that. Like when they're one of those acts that when I heard of them and then I heard their name, I was like, well, that checks out. And then when you see the cover of the first record, you're like,
yeah, that checks out.
You're like, that's what those guys would sound like.
Yeah. Like I
or
can't,
would look like rather.
Right. I can't mentally imagine like a band with, especially like the early stuff, a band that sounds like early Mumford and Sons. Like I can't imagine them with a different kind of name.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think the only other band, and I know they're not like, you know, enormous or anything, but that I've ever heard of and saw their album cover, which was in rapid succession. I heard of them and I saw their album cover literally like 10 minutes later. That I was like, that's exactly what someone with that band name should look like, is the Lone Bellow. The cover, the original cover where they're like all hipstered out, which by the way isn't even their fault. Like that wasn't their idea, but like you hear Lone Bellow, you look at the first album and you're like, that's what the Lone Bellow should look like, you know? But yeah, I what's funny is I didn't even like when the Mumford and Sons like broke and everything, like I wasn't like against them or anything, but like I could have took or left them. And then when like they really started to evolve their sound is like when I started to pick up on them, and pretty much everyone who liked them was like, no, don't do that. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. And now see, here's one that you have on your list. And again, this isn't any disrespect to your list, but this one, I don't think anybody would have this on their list, but I think it's one that everyone for sure knows at least the one song by this band.
Yeah. Sister Hazel. I kind of put this on the list because I was like, oh, that's a fun little story as to why they're called what they are. But yeah, Sister Hazel, no sisters. And the band is called Sister Hazel because they named themselves after Sister Hazel Williams, who was a Gainesville, Florida missionary who ran a homeless shelter, and they asked her for permission to use her name to name their band, and she was like, sure.
She's like, well, the rock and rolls.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's fun.
I just think that's fun. And I'm like, okay, like it's a person who was doing some good in the world, and they're like, well, how can we honor this person doing good in the world? Like, well, we'll name our band after her, I guess.
Yeah, which I like. That's fun. That's fun. This is another one that like when I was a kid, I just never questioned it. And the dumber part of that is like I just figured somebody's last name might be that. And
yeah,
that's not anyone's last name.
Nope. So the Righteous Brothers.
Maybe they're just really good people. You don't know.
Yeah, maybe they are. So I don't know whether this is true or not. It's before they had an actual name for themselves, they were performing in for servicemen, and there were some African American enlisted men who heard them sing and said that was Righteous Brother, and they were just kind of ran with it
surprise me.
and stuck with it. I mean, like I see that kind of thing sticking.
Well, not to offshoot, but a lot of people, you probably don't know this. That's how Kid Rock got his name. He would DJ downtown Detroit, and like if he went to go, guys who didn't know him in the community would be like gonna go and physically remove him from the turntables, and guys would be like, no, that Kid Rock. and that's how he got his name, so like a lot of people don't even understand that that's like where his name comes from.
Yeah.
But this here, that's, I mean, sure,
it sticks, and so I have to recount this. So there, on the TV show Cheers, Kirstie Alley's character famously loves "You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling."
well, I mean, also in real life everyone does,
right? But this is a whole thing with her character, right? And so she's dating this very, very wealthy man who actually sends Bill Medley into Cheers to sing that song for her. And he's singing and it's all going well, and then he stops and he goes back, he sits down at the bar, he takes a break, and then Woody looks at him, he goes, "I got a question for you, Mr. Medley. What made you change your name from Righteous?" And it's just like, I just think that's great.
That's perfect Woody execution. So so again, those are just 5. We're aware there's many more of them. So if you have one that you want to share, or many with us, then by all means. And again, thank you to the viewer of the channel threw that stuff at us. We love that. We're just going, hey, you know what, here's a whole bunch of cool fun things that you viewers want us to do, and we have more coming up that we're going to share in the coming weeks, which is so much fun for us to just get a topic and then throw ours at it, and then when it shows up on the channel, if you're the viewer that came up with the topic, for you to throw back at us, like, oh, I didn't think of those that you were going to have, or oh, those are the ones I was thinking of, or whatever. That'd be awesome. So we greatly appreciate all that. That's awesome. If you would please drop a like on the video, that helps us out. Sharing it around socials helps, and all that stuff is free to help us out. So if you would do that, that would be awesome. If you don't like what we're doing here, scroll on by and don't tell anybody that we're here. That is Lauren. My name is Russ. Thank you so much for watching.